All right, let's talk about Pebble Creek. Pebble Creek is a section of the new Tampa area, so north side of Tampa. Really cool, like master plan style area. I want to talk about it because it's number 2 on niche.com's list of best suburbs in Tampa. These are your guys' reviews, user data, resident data. Here we go. I'm Sam, and this is the Living in Tampa channel, and we make these videos for you about what it's like to live and move to Tampa. We love making these free videos for you and hope you really get a ton of value out of them. But more than making these videos, we want a chance to earn your real estate business. So give us a call, text, or email anytime. Okay, so niche.com. I often have gripes about niche.com because when they talk about like neighborhoods or best areas, they talk about really small areas. But I found this one list on there recently, the best suburbs in Tampa. Super interesting. West Chase was number 1. I've made a bunch of videos about West Chase. I've never made a video about number 2, which is Pebble Creek. You see this area on the map when you search Pebble Creek. It highlights Pebble Creek Village and Live Oak Preserve. These 2 neighborhoods right off of Bruceby Downs and Cross Creek, right here in the middle of New Tampa. Literally in the middle. There's neighborhoods on every side that are still considered New Tampa. They're the same zip code. I don't quite understand why this is Pebble Creek. Pebble Creek, though, was the first neighborhood in this area. Before this area was annexed back into the city, Pebble Creek was there, built in the 70s and 80s. So these 2 neighborhoods that are considered Pebble Creek is about 10,000 people. That's what it says online. New Tampa, it's so hard to find the population of New Tampa because it's technically part of Tampa, so it gets lumped into that 400,000 that are in Tampa. But it seems like there's about 30,000 people in the New Tampa area. The last census numbers that section off New Tampa are from 2000, so the 2020 census hasn't really sectioned off New Tampa yet. It's estimated that the population could be as large as 37,000. So I'm gonna go right in the middle of the numbers I see online and right around 31,000. And there are other neighborhoods in New Tampa, so it's not just Pebble Creek Village and Live Oak Preserve. If you look at the map, we've got a lot of other neighborhoods. So let's start down at the south, Tampa Palms. Just to the north of that, you have this big park with big trails going through, long bike trails. This neighborhood is called Flatwoods Park, divides Tampa Palms from these neighborhoods to the north of it. Super cool, big biking trails. Okay, the neighborhoods that are not Pebble Creek, let's keep going. We got Tampa Palms. As you go to the west, you've got the West Meadows. This is west of Bruceby Downs, but still east of I-75 and I-275. As you keep going clockwise, you hit Live Oak Preserve, part of Pebble Creek, but as you keep going around that way, you've got K-Bar Ranch, you've got Heritage Isles, you've got Corey Lake Isles, then you've got Arbor Green and Hunter's Green. All super cool, super similar neighborhoods to each other. Pebble Creek is actually the one in the midst of this that's the most different because it's the oldest. You have a lot more smaller, sub 2,000 square foot homes, and the prices reflect that too. Pebble Creek is actually not that expensive compared to the areas around it. But we'll get into all that. I want to go through all the rankings on niche.com that are based on user reviews, neighborhood resident reviews. I guess I could go leave a review for Pebble Creek, but it's still, these rankings are based on reviews. They're not based on what I think. But before we get into the reviews, I want to talk about what people typically love about the area. Short list. Number 1 is the commute is closer than the other suburbs that are further north in Pasco County. So if you're commuting to downtown, to the airport, to St. Petersburg, to South Tampa, wherever it is, it's a little bit easier from here. Still not super easy, but easier. Okay, number 2 is the neighborhood vibe. So you have this neighborhood vibe, similar to how I've talked about Wesley Chapel, where you have this kind of preserve in it, you have parks, you have all kinds of nice neighborhood amenities, very consistent in this area. Number 3, you have easy access. So like the commute, you have easy access to work, but you have easy access to fun too. Whether you're going up into Wesley Chapel or Lutz to do something like shopping, or you're going down into Seminole Heights to have some awesome food, all those things are pretty easy access from here. Number 4, if there is a CDD in these areas, which in Pebble Creek there's not, in Live Oak Preserve there is, it's still quite a bit lower than these new CDDs you're seeing up in these big master plan communities. Not just up in Wesley Chapel, they're all around us. And okay, number 5 thing that people often really love about this area is the trees. The neighborhoods often have really big trees, and because they maintain so much of this preserve land in between the neighborhoods, they maintain these huge cypress trees and oak trees. Super, super beautiful. Okay, let's run through the rankings really quick, and I want to give some commentary on each one of them. Okay, number 1, schools on niche.com, you guys gave it an A-. This was kind of surprising to me. So Turner Elementary and Bartels Middle are combined. It's a K through 8 school, and it serves this area. But Wharton High on greatschools.com has a 4 out of 10 rating, which usually you guys run from. I don't get it. These school ratings are so jumbled, also with user reviews, and usually the people that are mad are the ones going in and leaving reviews. Anyway, on niche.com, it's an A- for the schools. And there are other charter schools and private schools within reach from this area. So it's not just these single schools, but these are the primary ones that you're going to be assigned to. Okay, housing got an A-. Cost of living is also on this list, so this isn't quite referring to that. What I think this is referring to is just the options. You know, most of these are bigger single-family homes. There are the occasional joined homes or apartments or townhouses, but not very many. So if you want to live in this area, you've typically got to have the income or the finances to be able to afford a single-family home in a neighborhood, and that's just not everyone. Okay, good for families, A+. And that makes sense because these neighborhoods are kind of packed with family kind of stuff. And at this point, they're packed with families. I think that's a big thing that we overlook that makes an area good for families, is that there's other families there. So a lot of the schools in these neighborhoods are kind of built into the neighborhood entrances or things like that. So you get to know people pretty easily. There's a lot of kids that are walking to and from school, that are walking to the neighborhood parks, that are walking to the neighborhood pools. Like, those kind of things are flowing a lot around here. Your kids would make friends pretty easily, all that kind of stuff. Okay, next on the list is jobs, and it gets an A. I'm kind of curious about this because it doesn't seem like there's a ton of jobs here in the new Tampa area in general, and especially that Pebble Creek area. Like, where are people gonna work? Like, maybe it's saying how much income these people make, but they're typically commuting to outside of their neighborhood area to work, or they're working from home or something like that. So I think it's more related to how much income everyone makes, and the average income in this area is over 100,000. Okay, cost of living, you guys gave it a B-. And I think it's just what we talked about. Just not everyone can afford to live in this area. Homes really start in the 400s and get up to the 800-900 price range just in this Pebble Creek area. So there are options within that range, but if you can't get to that range, then it's gonna seem too expensive, right? Okay, outdoor activities, you guys gave it an A-. This is pretty good, actually. So you have the park to the south of here, the big preserve with trails and stuff like that. And then you have all kinds of outdoor-ish activities. I don't really consider just like biking on a sidewalk an outdoor activity, so I don't quite know what people mean. There's parks in all these neighborhoods, there's all those kind of things. There is stuff that's really accessible. Okay, nightlife, you guys gave it a B-. This is super obvious. There's just not stuff going on around here. Stuff closes early. You really got to go down into Tampa if you're looking for a lively nightlife scene. Okay, diversity, you guys gave it an A+. This was surprising to me. In general, the Tampa area doesn't seem all that diverse to me, but I guess it is. What do you guys think about that? Okay, weather, you guys gave it an A. That's pretty boring. Obviously, the weather's awesome here. Most of you move here for the weather. If you guys think it's too hot, you're probably not even gonna move here, so don't even comment. I can see those comments that you think it's like a steam bath. Like, no, we like it here. We like the weather. I'm hot outside. It's awesome. Okay, for health and fitness, you guys gave it an A-. I don't really know what that means either. There's gyms all over the place, I guess. There's golf in some of these neighborhoods. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it. They seem like pretty active neighborhoods. People are out walking, people are out going to the gym. So that was it, health and fitness, A-. Okay, and then the last one on this list, commute. You guys gave it a C+. Now I understand most people in these areas need to commute for work, whether they're going down into Tampa, they're going up to Wesley Chapel, they're going, over to the airport or downtown or wherever, right? But getting on your commute is pretty easy. Now the commute is not easy. The commute is not short, and it gets really slowed down. Bruce B. Downs, I-75, 301, all these roads, Morris Bridge, whatever road you're going down into Tampa on, it's gonna get really slowed down during commute times. That's just how it is. I wanna go back and talk about prices real quick before we wrap up. So prices, I kinda wanna section it off this way. If you're less than 2,000 square feet and you're a 3-bedroom house, you're really starting in the mid 400,000s. So it goes up from there depending on all kinds of things. So right now I'm outside of a 4-bedroom house. It's pretty small, a little over 2,000 square feet. no pool, no lake view, and it's listed for $430. If it had a pool and a lake view, I think it'd be, you know, $560, $580. And that's kind of what some of my clients are looking for right now, so that's why I was checking this out for them. But then there are pockets of these neighborhoods where you get up to 800,000 pretty easily and get up to 4,000 square feet even. Big homes. A lot of these neighborhoods have these little luxury pockets where they're gated, they're kind of separated, they're maybe at the back of the neighborhood. They feel really nice. And it's not like you're driving through like rundown areas to get to that. I see that those neighborhoods too where it's like you kind of have to drive through a rough stretch to get to your really nice thing, and it's not that. It's not that at all. The neighborhoods feel very consistent and very, very connected, and those pockets are just kind of the nicer little spot of it. All right, one thing I didn't bring up about Pebble Creek is the golf course. The golf course was shut down in 2021 because the owner just wasn't making enough money. Memberships were falling, and it just wasn't a profitable business, so he shut it down. Stopped maintaining the area, started getting overgrown. He eventually sold all this land to GL Homes. GL Homes has been lobbying to the city to get this area rezoned so that they could build 250 single family homes. A lot of the neighbors don't want this. They want it to be maintained as a golf course or a preserve. Just a few days ago actually, GL Homes was denied their lobbying for rezoning. It's gonna stay a golf course, but right now it's just super abandoned and overgrown, and I'm curious what you guys think about all that. If you are interested in homes in this area, we want to hear from you. We love to sell homes in this area, and I think it's a great fit for so many people. So give us a call, text, or email anytime. And also just let us know, what do you think of this kind of commentary on niche.com? I'd like to make a video about the top 10 suburbs of Tampa based on the niche.com data, but I'm just curious, do you guys like this? Is it helpful? Thanks for coming by.